My name is Untalan, SKC, USN. I went to Washington, D.C., 64. I went to Washington, D.C., the Naval Communications Station in Cheltenham, Maryland. And my job there was to supply, buying all this teletype papers, ink, and all the supplies. And not only we have to order supply for us, but we have Dover, Delaware. We have a unit over there. We have Bailey's Cross Road and Fort Meade. Fort Meade, the National Defense Agency. I was there from 64 to 66. And 66, gave me an order to go to Naval Supply Depot, Philippines, Subic Bay. And my job there was to support the PTF that was sending over to Vietnam. In fact, one of them is over here, the PTF 17 on the Navy Yard. And it was made out of wood. PT boat was built in Oslo, Norway, and all the engines and components come from England or Sweden. And the only thing that is U.S. made is the Deca radar, the radar. But everything else is wooden hull, and 95-footer that go 45 knots. It's really, they got 220 in the side, 81 motors in the front and the bow, and a 50 caliber in the back, a fantail. I already forgot fantail, I say back. First, my primary job is to make sure that all the parts are needed for the PT boat is on board. And like I said, the boat was built in Oslo, Norway, so the parts, except for the Deca, had to come from Europe. And I deal with the Navy Purchasing Office in Mendenhall, England. And sometimes they have when I put down a requisition priority 1, they'll fly a jet just to bring that part. So most of my stuff is in high priority and coming in from London, England, Navy Purchasing Office. And the shop, the people, the SRF, ship repair facility, is right next door where I work, and they get all their parts and deliver it, and they tell us what they need. And once we go to Vietnam, each one of us go to Vietnam to see how the other part in Vietnam are doing. Are they acceptable? And I was out on, when they had the PT boat running, I went out on PT boat run, the test route in Subic, and I swear, the bow was something like that going 45 knots. And you cannot go on the side of the ship. You have to be inside. But that was my primary job, is order the parts, issue the parts, and a lot of involvement. We chit-chat with England, Mendenhall, the Navy Purchasing Office. But anyway, I was there and put the PT boat. I went to Vietnam, TDY, to Naval Support Group activity in Da Nang. I watched how they operate with the boat, PT boat, and we used to take the bunch of SEAL team with some mine and go up north and plant mine on Hai Pan Harbor, which is North Vietnam. So when the Chinese and the Russian ship come in to replenish the Viet Cong, hopefully one of them will hit the mine. And then we'll sit in there for 4 or 5 hours, and we'll tell them, hey, we're gonna come back pick you up. And in the meantime, we go out and we kind of guard the hospital ship, the repose, the sanctuary, because they don't have any guns, then they're scared. We're all these wounded people, soldiers and Marines and sailors. They don't have any arms, so they get scared when they see a Chinese sampan or a little junk boat coming to them. So we did that. I was in Vietnam on a PT boat like I said, going over there to check, and I was so scared that I want to make sure that I have my uniform on, and it says Untalan USN, because I don't want to be taken as a no Vietnam or Vietnamese or get shot at. And from there, I got orders as a naval security group at Guam, NCS Guam, in 1968. I was a control B billet, a storekeeper, and I stayed in Guam till 1970. And at that time, I plead for the Navy to send me to the West Coast. It's cheap, you lose a lot of money and so forth. Instead, they sent me all the way to Norfolk, Virginia. They made a class C school, storekeeper class C school. Then I was waiting for the America